Welcome, everybody, to another Georgia Archery podcast. I'm your host, Big John Chandler, and this is where we talk about, well, anything and everything to do with archery, archery in the state of Georgia, and Georgia archers, wherever they may shoot. And this is my handy dandy. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, no, that's not Robbie. I have a special co host tonight. So, Alisha Beck, say hello.
Hello, guys. How are you all doing? Happy to be here.
Yep. So she doesn't have show notes, so she is just there to be, smiling, and we got some other things to talk about because she was going to be a guest anyway. Robbie has internet issues. I guess the storm down there has knocked out internet, so he does not have internet tonight. So just us two. So we're going to do it. How was your weekend?
It was good. Pretty busy weekend, but getting ready for deer season, feeding the deer and getting ready.
Got any prospects?
Well, a little bit.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
I understand. I understand. You saw where we posted a little thing that said, "Hey, post your pics," from Georgia
Yeah,
Archery posted on it. It was pretty cool. There's some other people that posted under it, so that's cool. Um,
absolutely.
yeah. So this weekend, I didn't do. My daughter was in town, so my oldest daughter, and so we just sat around the house and chilled and hung out and did much of nothing. Um, and so then we went back to work, and it is crazy at work. Shop is just booming.
Yeah.
It's that time of year, like you said, getting ready for hunting season. Everybody goes, "Oh, I need new strings. I need new arrows. I need new sight. I need my bow retuned. Something." It's always, and so it's that way from the time you unlock the door to the time you leave. If you push them out the door, I know for a fact we're recording this now at 9 something in the evening, and that was because both me and Robbie both were still at the shop later trying to get people taken care of. So. Anywho, and when he got home, he didn't have no internet.
Hey, that's the name of the game.
So this past weekend, there were several Georgia archers went to the U.S. JOAD Nationals in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we had several Georgia archers podium. One being, oh man, I can't think names. Is not anyway. That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't write the list because they put them under their team instead of what state, so it's hard for me to figure out some who, what, when, where. But I know for a fact I saw several pictures. So congratulations to all the winners that went out there to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and shot this past week. So Coastal Empire did shoot. I wasn't sure if they were going to shoot. It was
Oh,
funny. We talked about it on the podcast last week. I said, I haven't heard nothing, haven't seen no post, that kind of stuff. He launches a video that says, "Hey, I'm watching Georgia Archery's video." And then I figured out that I hadn't posted nothing. So here,
Dwayne does such a good job down
and,
there.
and that was,
He really does.
the thing is, usually he's on top of it. And it was like, wait a minute, maybe he's not doing because of the still wet, still this, that kind of thing. So they did. Supposedly it was a shotgun start on Saturday morning, and they had fun. So on Sunday, Ogeechee Bowman, which is down there in Savannah, they had a shoot, a 3D shoot, and they had a bunch of fun. I saw a few pictures from there, so I don't know how many they had show up and shoot on either one of those events. But that's what happened this past weekend. So this weekend coming up, well, let's see. GON Blast. Of course, we was talking about hunting. It's that time of year. The GON has their blast every year. So it's happening this weekend. The last USAT, it's the USAT number 4 in Buckeye Classic. It's in Ohio. There's the last USAT event of the year. So they will all go to Ohio and shoot outdoor 50 meter. So that's adults and I forgot what they cut it, 15 maybe 16-year-olds. So there's also this little rally in Kentucky, the Bowtech rally that's going on. I'm headed that way tomorrow.
Yes,
Gonna go, gonna go have some fun.
one of those.
Yep, gonna go have some fun and hang out since I shoot a Bowtech, and do that for the weekend. Also, the GBAA has their last shoot of the year, which is their state 3D, and it's down there in Augusta um, area. Team On Point's hosting that event. So if you haven't signed up, you can sign up, I think, till midnight tonight. And so if you want to go down there and shoot Saturday and Sunday, it's 30 targets, known distance, not too bad. And then, so that's all. That's those things are happening both days. On Saturday, Sweetwater Archery Club is on the calendar to have a 3D shoot. It's probably one of their last ones for the year, unless.
Everybody getting ready for the classic.
Yep. And so if anybody wants to get out there and shoot some, get ready for the classic. That's going on. And there's this other event going on at Ace with Artemis and Girls with Bows, and that was the reason that you were here, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about that event. And tell us who's hosting, when it is, and give us all the information.
All right. So, Girls with Bows is no stranger to anyone these days, and we are super excited about this event. I was on a hunt with Bree Rashford with Artemis, Georgia. Artemis, Georgia is an organization that was developed for women. It's a conservation organization, anything outdoors as far as hunting, geared specifically for women. So I joined that group about, I don't know, I guess 3 years ago. Went on my first hunt out in Chickamauga, Georgia, and fell in love with the whole group, fell in love with all the ladies. That is actually when Girls with Bows was a thought. So we all got together and became good friends. And 3 years later, we're planning events together. Been on several hunts together. And every single hunt, there's always at least 10 women that go, I want to know more about archery. I want to know more.
Yeah,
How do you do it? So we've paired up together, Bree and I, and this is a huge event. And what it is really we've pulled a lot of women in that want to learn more, want to know about hunting, want to get into hunting with a bow. Some of them want to just shoot archery. So it's a one all event. We're going to set up like a classroom style. Saturday it's from 1 to 4. Beginning is going to be your basic archery intro, safety, get the ladies set up for a bow, figure out what bow fits them, poundage, draw weight, eye dominance, the basics. We're going to talk about all that and just dive deep into it.
that's awesome. And
Yeah.
there was a pre-registration or sign up, I should say. Not so much you had to pay, but it was just a sign up to sort of get a numbers. And y'all look like y'all got a pretty good crowd that's coming. That's signed up so far.
We do. It's a free event, and we really just. I've always said the Girls with Bows was started to be a stepping stone, so I don't ever want it to be anything, not that. So when I say that, it is a free event. Come learn, get introduced to archery. It's something that I'm extremely passionate about, and that's why we started this. So come learn, shoot, and figure out with what I say the best bow mechanics there are. So it's going to be good, and we're also doing an actual bow giveaway.
Yep, a bow giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a cheap bow. It's not a beginner bow.
No, and
Uh,
that was a huge surprise that I am extremely grateful for. So,
yep. So it'll be an elite era,
yeah.
which the bow you're hunting with, right?
Yes, this will be my second season with that bow.
Okay.
I've had huge success with it. It's a great hunting bow for guys and girls, but
Oh
I
yeah.
like it because it's light. It's a carbon bow, so it's light. I can hold it and carry it and pull it up my tree stand and all that kind of stuff pretty
That's right.
easily.
It's a good bow. Shoots well. You came in today. I was setting another one when we ended up setting another one up for a customer. So, and but that's going to sound like it's a great event. I hate that it was scheduled conflicts with me being in Kentucky, but I wish you all the best. The range is clean as of right now. We vacuumed the floors and cleaned up the range so that at least hopefully we'll be halfway clean by the weekend.
Hey,
Um,
I'm good today.
yeah. I went and got Brittany, and she came over and helped clean up, and we took the trash out and swept. She vacuumed the carpet, and so it's at least you don't have to as big a mess. And it's that way because we're so constantly. You walked in today and it's like we just looked like we were running around like chickens.
Yes.
And so it's that way all the time. It's hard to get to stop and clean up or scrub the toilet at this point. So we got that done. So at least it's a little better. But yeah, that's going to be a fun event. That's on Saturday, and on Sunday on the calendar I have 3D at Bullseye Archery Range, and that's down in closer toward Robbie's neck of the woods. That's on that end of the word. Life Outdoors. Jeremy always runs that shoot. I'm pretty sure of that. I have didn't see a lot of numbers with that. I've called him a few times, and they've had a good turnout. It's weird. We're used to seeing 50, 60, 70 archers in our area at a 3D shoot. But down there, 15, 20, 25 is where they're at because they're building it, right? And so, so I wish them the best on all of that. But so are you ready for your event this weekend?
I'm ready. I've got all my teaching skills, I guess. I'm not a teacher, but all my instruction, everything is ready. I actually had Ken read it over this afternoon. I was like, hey, what do you think?
Yeah.
But I've got some good handouts, some good takeaways for the ladies to take home, and you know, good learning points.
Oh yeah, I mean, and like you said, for them, this is their stepping stone
Yeah,
to get a piece of it. And a lot of times, that piece may not take off right now. They may not go buy a brand new bow, but it's in the back of their head, and then they work towards, hey, I really like that, and I want to do it, and can move more into it and contact you again if you have a different event some other time and that kind of thing. So that's awesome. And then the week after, what do you got planned? Nothing? Nah, you ain't got
no,
nothing.
it's the classic. It's the ASA classic.
It's the ASA Classic next weekend, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's very it's one of those bittersweet things, right? It's the end of the season. It is the last one. It's the last hurrah. And if you felt like you need to make up, this is the last time to make up. It ain't like I got another chance after it'd be next year before I can do, right? So how have you made it through the year this far? I mean, I know you've had some. I mean, we've talked about it, but how was your season this year so far?
Honestly, my season has been fantastic.
Yeah.
I started out really strong and I hit that lovely lull that we all love. I actually called you and I was like, hey, I'm like,
Yep.
I'm on a wall here and I'm either going to fall or I'm going to get climb over it.
Yep. Yep.
But that's archery and that's the game. And I've been working on being more consistent and I'm shooting the elite and I it's going really well. I'm
Yep.
right there, like
Yep.
literally right there.
But I think we've moved forward because after that, I mean, you did pretty good in the
Oh yeah,
scores, and you shot real well at state.
I
You
did.
um, you know, and you've had been shooting real well, so that's awesome. I mean, I'm glad of that. And Ken gets to play one more time and see if he can get on that shoot down.
He does. He's just
Yep.
got to get rid of those pro nerves, as I call it.
It's the first year jitters, man. That's what I was told a long time ago. Because Vegas is our Super Bowl of archery, right? And I was told by several different coaches years ago, say the first year you go, you're not going there to win it. You're going there to figure out how it works, right? So Ken's year was to go figure out how it works. You know what I mean? And now he sort of got into that little bit of a better groove and that type of thing. And things have changed and moved. So, and there's been weather issues and this issues. I mean, it happens. It's just archery, right?
It
it's,
is.
it's never.
Yeah, you literally have to overcome the obstacles.
That's right. Oh, 100%.
I mean,
And don't let them knock you down. It's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up.
yep,
So, and that's what we're doing. We don't let it. You know, I always say you win or you learn. There's no losing because we learned from everything that we've done. All right, you learned through the several years now. What you've been shooting 45? How many? Three?
three. This was my third season,
Yep.
45.
That's what I'm saying. So the first year is like trying to figure out how it works, and seeing the targets at a little longer distance, so forth. And now it's like the next year, it's like, okay, I can figure it out, and you set your set up for it, and some equipment that didn't quite, sometimes you don't get along with your equipment. I mean, that
Yeah.
happens, and then you have to make a switch and figure that out, and
Oh
then
yeah, I switched after binning. On my way home from binning, I bought a new bow.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Is like, and so we knew that that wasn't going to work, so you had to make a switch into that, and then that, you jumped into that, and it was almost a click, like it pushed it over the top, and it wasn't so much that buying new equipment makes that happen, right? It was equipment that fits you better.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
so for anybody, they have to figure that part out. And then so it takes time. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was, so forth, and everybody
So
else.
a lot of I've gotten so many questions. Well, why don't I shoot like that? Like I'm shooting, how come I can't come out here and shoot like you guys? And I'm like, I didn't shoot like this, John. You can vouch for this. It took me like 2 years before I even
For
broke
sure.
even.
For sure.
I mean, that's just part of it. It takes
Yeah.
practice.
I mean, and you were, watching Ken. I mean, there was times, and we worked. I mean, he worked his way through, and he's, y'all got a good practice buddy with LJ. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no doubt. That's one guy that's got some natural talent. There's no doubt about it.
Well, that's what I always say. I've got some of my mentors and group that I have. I am so thankful for that, and
For
I'm
sure.
blessed to have that because so many people don't.
Oh yeah, and that's the other part. Like you
Mhm.
being with the girls with bows, you have a lot of different girls that come and ask questions, or why can't I shoot like that, or whatever. And like, hey, let me show you what. Here, pull it up. 3 years ago, this is my scores.
Yeah.
And you have to show them that nobody. We didn't wake up overnight and hit them all in the middle.
No, absolutely not. I've shot top of my pine trees in my backyard. I mean, part of it.
That's right. And missed deer, same
Yeah.
thing. So it wasn't like you just killed a big monster all of a sudden, or you know shot the first deer you ever saw, and put it dead where it's supposed to be, and things don't always work out that way, so you got to learn all of those
It
things.
took
So
me 3 years. I was after one buck for 3 years.
oh, I remember. I do remember that day. I remember those. Hey, did you get him yet? Oh, I'm getting him. I'm gonna get him. I'm
I
gonna get
missed him again.
him. That's right. So it was. I mean, and that's how it works. So that's the cool part about archery, right?
Yes.
Is that you can't guarantee what you're going to get every time, because we're human, right? And so the cool part about archery is, in my opinion, is that when you have a bad day, sometimes you go out there and sling arrows, and it just makes you, feel better. As long as you're not trying to hit every 12, because then you just get more frustrated sometimes.
Yes,
But
I had to learn that.
but you but you have to remember to play the game, right? That's get the ones you can, and don't worry about the ones you can't.
Course
Um,
management.
course management is a key to everything. Even with the known distance things, it's different than what it used to be with unknown, for different reasons. Now the unknown guys still have their same how they do things. And when you hear how to judge yardage, you've been through it. You've listened to several different folks talk about judging yardage. Matter of fact, Tiffany's supposed to come, right? She's
He is,
uh
yes. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, Tiffany is a women's known pro this year,
yeah,
shooter, but she has been open
yeah.
shooter.
She was an open pro shooter uh,
Yeah.
for a while, and so she had learned to judge yardage, and that's not easy. I mean,
Mm-mm.
and it's a different game. We've talked to several people that have tried to play back and forth, right, and found out that it is a different game, right? She even found that out moving over. She's like, wait a minute, there's something ain't right here. And I'm like, because you do things a certain way. If you have to judge yardage, you do things a certain way.
Yes.
I can tell you that, like, I've shot with Corey, and I've shot with Mark Kesey, and I've shot, and I shot unknown when we were younger. Um, so like a lot of times you'll be like, okay, let's say it's 37. It could be 38. So I'm gonna set it for 38, and then I'm gonna hold, in the middle. If it's, then if I hit high, I'm okay to be still in the 10. Or I'm going to hold hard in it because I think I'm short. Or let's say that you think it's 42, but it could be 41 or maybe 40, right? So I may be a little long. I don't know. So then you say, I'm going to hold in this spot, and if it falls, it'll catch the 12.
Yeah.
They don't really aim at the 12. Not as a whole. They're playing the game of if it falls or if it raises or, you know, and so they're not really aiming like dead in the 12. Known distance guys have a sight tape. They reach down there, they hit the rangefinder. Oh, it's 26. Click, 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 26. Park it into the dot and shoot it.
Yep.
And the problem with that is some of us don't park in the dot.
Mine's this far below it in an 8.
Some people's like this, right? And if your sight picture's doing this, you might not want to park in the dot because you don't know when that sucker's gonna break, and it'll
Right?
break just underneath it or just over it, and so yeah, But for the known guys that do it real well, they have their sight tape within, on the money every dot. They've checked every one of them, and they just park it there and may execute the shot. So. And then that's the difference. It's really, it's a different monster. But like for hunting, I set up my hunting bow. I don't care if I hit a dime. I mean, I'd like it to be able to,
Right.
but I'm trying to hit a kill zone.
That's a
So
bigger aiming point.
exactly, I'm trying to kill a kill zone. I want the animal to expire quickly. That's so
Exactly. We're
yeah.
going to talk about a little bit of that this weekend also. Some
Yeah.
hunting ethical shots.
That's right. And just so I was going to tell you, there is a deer that's got a open one side and not open the other side. I was going to pull it out, and I'll tell you where it's at so that you
Okay.
can pull it out and put so that you can demonstrate, turn it around, and show where shots would be. It's
Nice.
pretty cool. Did you see the new system that Delta McKenzie pulled out where you scan it with your phone?
Yes, I did see that.
That's pretty cool. Um,
That is really cool. But do you feel like you'd have time to do that in the stand, like
You
in a
wouldn't do it. This is for practice.
okay.
Because here's in lies the issue. We're ASA shooters, right?
Yeah.
We aim at 12s.
Right.
The 12's not always in the kill zone.
No.
Or it's not always where the heart should be.
Right.
Right? So our brain is programmed to, when we're looking at that foam target, to aim at the 12.
Right.
So then when we miss the 12, we go, oh, but if we're bow hunting and we scan that little thing and then put it over there, it's like, yep, that's in the heart. It don't matter about the 12 then, because then you just sort of erase you won't be looking more at the scoring rings anymore. You can actually see where your shot placement should be instead of where the 12 is.
Right.
So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm hoping that the shop will get one soon,
Yeah, I'd like to play with that.
and so that we can have it for display.
Yeah.
And then we'll sell them if somebody wants one. They have right now. I think it's a deer, an elk, and a bear. So we ordered the deer. So
Nice. Good
and,
choice.
for sure. I mean, I'm not shooting many elk in the state of Georgia right now,
No, definitely not.
and then bears only in certain sections. So, but yeah, that's gonna be cool. And but yeah, teaching the sport of archery, not just you know shooting a bow, but hunting ethically, and getting more women into sport. The problem with hunting in general is the numbers are declining every year.
Yes. Hmm.
Not just females, guys. We sell less hunting license every year. Why?
It's declining. I
Why?
was talking to the Georgia Wildlife Federation, and the deer population numbers are up, and they're actually discussing extending, like extending the season like a month early and a month later.
Yeah, because we don't have as many hunters as we used to.
Yeah.
That's why we have 12 tags. I mean, when I first started, we had 3. I mean,
I mean, I'm good with 24 tags. Let's get six tags going.
I understand that, but there's some limits there, and I know that the insurance companies in the state of Georgia drive some of that too. I mean, just the wrecks of deer that get hit and that kind of thing. But you didn't. What is your theory on why it's declining?
Well, like you said, main point is we have less hunters.
But why? But why do we have less hunters? What I'm saying.
It's not promoted.
Did
People
you
don't know how.
did you grow up hunting?
Yes.
You see, and your father hunted,
Yes.
and so you hunted, right?
Yes.
Well, and you take your children hunting, you know.
Yeah, when he wants to go.
But why does it? But what does he rather do? Play
Video games.
video games, right? I'll kill deer all day long on hunt whatever, you know. That's just it's the difference, right? They don't get out. We don't get. They don't play outside. I
Right.
mean, I know you're just like me. You're like go outside and play. You know?
Well, now my brain is going, we need to do like get outside, hunt like with your kids. We need to do
Of
an
100%. That's the point. Is that the older generation? My grandfather is the reason that I hunt because my grandfather hunted. No, he didn't hunt deer because when he was growing up, there was no deer in the state of Georgia.
what?
No, there was no deer in the state of Georgia when my grandfather was growing up.
Wow.
Right? They brought deer here because of the populations in Texas and other places because of the different things. So they brought deer to Georgia. Georgia didn't have deer originally at the time. So he bird hunted, pheasant, quail, dove, squirrels, rabbits. I mean, we hunted with shotguns. I didn't know what a rifle was or didn't use a rifle until I was 10 years old, 12 years old. I shot a shotgun, a little 410 and a 20 gauge from the time I was 9 years old and be able to squeeze the trigger.
Wow.
So, but we didn't, they didn't hunt deer. My father and my uncle decided they wanted to try to hunt deer once the deer, started getting popular. And that's where I came in to enjoy deer hunting. They had tried archery when archery first, started, popular with compound bow. And they didn't like it. Just give me my rifle, because that's what they were used to. So I dug my uncle's bow out of the closet. And I was like, let me try this thing. And I was 12 years old. And I'm like, let me try this thing. So that's how I got into bow hunting, right? Is pulled it out. And at 15 is when I bought my first bow officially. I took all the money I got for my 15th birthday and went and bought the top of the line PSE bow, dozen arrows, the bow case, the broadheads, sight, everything release. I mean, it was the out the door, ready to rock.
You're ready to roll.
And it was $512.37.
That's it. Nice.
But that shows my age too, right? Things are a lot different now. Pricing is a little higher than that. But and then, I take my oldest daughter doesn't hunt, but she's not want to or didn't. She's never had never had an interest in it, but she's not against it. Her grandfather hunted, and I hunt. So, and then Brittany hunts. She's hooked. She's like
Good.
she's hooked. She hasn't shot her first animal yet, but she's hooked and she's mad because the only deer that I was going to shoot in the woods was the old bully buck, and it happened to come out at the same time that the nice 8 was in front of her, and I shot the bully buck, and the 8 ran off because she heard the shots.
Oh, you're never going to live that down.
Oh no, for sure. Nope. But the thing about it is we don't carry on the traditions, right? Do you remember when you were little, you went to family reunions?
Yeah.
How many family reunions you been to in the last year?
0.
2 years.
0. It's been probably 10 years.
Exactly. Why? We don't carry that tradition.
Mm-mm.
We don't.
The ones that did it are gone.
But our lives are too busy now, right? Yeah. But it wasn't too busy then. We made time for family, and we made time for teaching how to hunt and teaching how to fish,
Yeah.
and do the outdoor thing, and we just don't do that anymore.
No, our grannies and grandpas are long gone, and those are the ones that carried
Hundred
on
percent
those traditions.
kept all of those traditions.
Yep.
And the thing about it is we're making new traditions, right? I remember sitting in my grandmother passed away, and I went and got a table and some stuff that we went by and picked up from the house with my uncle there, and stacks and stacks and stacks of picture books. Flip through and see everybody. The whole family, and you get to flip through and look at that. Now
Scroll.
we scroll, right?
Yeah.
We're just giant hoarders of pictures. But the problem is that book I think, is more memorable
Hmm.
and more shareable than all standing over a little screen and looking, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so that's the thing is like, why are we not teaching it? That was the reason you started Girls with Bows. There wasn't enough girls in your division to try to shoot, so you're just like, hey, if we tell more girls about it, maybe they will have some more. This
Hey,
year,
there was enough this year.
this year you had more in your class at the state than you've ever had before.
Yes.
So I mean, so it worked. It did its thing. So the thing about anybody that's listening is that we have to drive sport. We have to keep the sport alive and introduce new people. You were at the meeting the other day, so a lot of new people.
Yeah.
And the reason we do that is because if we don't get new ones, it'll just die too, right? And so the same thing, talk about hunting, talk about this and that kind of thing. But I went on a rant into my little rabbit hole because I just wanted your opinion on what you thought why. And I think it's video games. We got some lazy kids that
There's too much technology.
they don't, yeah, they don't, and they don't play in the yard like we did. So, yeah, we just have to get them into the woods. I know several different organizations that are doing just that. Sending kids to the woods that have never been there before. So that's an awesome thing.
And then for anybody also listening, the Georgia Wildlife Federation, all of these, like Charlie Elliott,
That's
that's
right.
what he used to us. They have camps for youth camps. The
All day
Small
long.
People, all these camps that they do. I mean, that's what we need to have our kids in.
That's right. Instead of they're not going to be the next Lou Aaron or Aaron Rodgers or they're not all going to be the best baseball players in the world, but the skill of learning to hunt or fish or whatever, they can carry that and enjoy that the rest of their life. So
Right. Like mine, it's almost like pulling teeth to get him to go. And Ken, somebody might get mad about this, but Ken will say, I'm buying you a dress. You're either going hunting or you're getting a dress. I mean, it's a joke,
it's
but
a joke, but the point being, and we don't, is that you know we need to like make us go outside and make us do things, and the only way we can do it is for all of us to get together who are hunters to offer to take somebody else. I took Gabriella for the first time ever hunting.
I'd
Set
love
us
to do a youth hunt, John. That'd be really cool.
we set a stand in the back of her house,
Hmm.
and so that she could hunt. It was amazing. She's never hunted before. Her dad doesn't hunt. Her family doesn't hunt. We're at an S3DA event. They send out a survey, and the survey says she's checked. Yes, I'd like to know more about hunting. I was shocked. I had no clue that she even wanted to. So then we went from there. It snowballed into, hey, we'll put a stand behind the house. Let's drop the feeder. Let's get this going.
Right.
So she's done that several times, and that's the cool part is just one, and then you get one, you get two, right, and then you get two, you get three, and then have a good time. So that's what we need to do is just to keep growing the sport of archery
Yeah.
and growing the sport of hunting. Because if not, the 12 tags we have now will be none
Yeah.
because nobody's buying. So they'll figure out another way to kill deer, and we won't have the sport part. So. Well, anyway, we're
All
done
right.
with that. I tell you what, I appreciate everything. If you didn't hear your club called on the list about when you're shooting, um, send me an email, georgearchery@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, X,
Tikataka.
TikTok, um, and Snapchat. I was just because you said that. As we posted, someone saw that we posted a. If you hadn't seen, we posted a thing that says, "Hey, we need to make that 1,000 for TikTok." We're at 923, so pretty close. We're getting closer. Getting closer. So, yeah, go follow us on TikTok, and then we will end up we'll do a live on TikTok. Maybe even have the girls with bows. We'll just join in, and they'll have a live. We have a live. We have a good time.
Let's do it.
But yeah, you can hear this audio on any of your favorite podcast programs, and you can see the video once we get it uploaded onto YouTube. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share anything that you see with us. And please, I want everybody, if you don't go already, you can find Girls with Bows on TikTok, Instagram, and
Facebook.
Facebook. So Girls with Bows is on all of those. And she sells merch. I sell some merch, and we have a good time. So, and we're just trying to grow the sport. That's our goal. So, but I guess that's about it. You got anything else to add?
I do not. I am looking forward to Saturday. If you're listening to this, just stop by. We'll be at the shop Saturday from 1 to 4.
Yep, that's the Ace Social Circle.
Yes.
So,
And we're giving away a bow. Don't forget, bow gift.
Must be present to win.
Right.
Can't call your vote in. So, well, you know what Robbie does. Have you listened to these, right?
Yes, I listen to all of them.
All right. So at the end, until next time.
Till next time.
I'm Big John.
I'm Big John, and no, you're Big John, and I'm Alisha.
There you go. See y'all.
All right, see ya. Now I don't know how to end this.
It's okay.